Hi, I'm Nicholas Burtner with School of Permaculture, and I am actually really excited about this tip today. Where we're standing, I was in this exact spot in about May of 2013, and it was pretty much a dry, barren, masochistic desert. And it was one of the first times I had met Jack, and he chose this property, and I thought he was a little bit nuts.
I think you asked me why I chose this property. What was wrong with me, and I told you I was a masochist.
So you guys out there, go get him a shirt, and what should the shirt say?
Soil masochist.
Because it's true. We're standing, well, now we're standing on fertility, but it was all rock and almost complete ridiculousness, and that masochism has shown to grow things and be part of a system that's amazing. So I'm super excited today, because today is the first time I've been out in, I don't know, 8 months or longer. Everything is green, everything. And at the heart now of Jack's system is this duck pinwheel. It's a circular system where we can move ducks around in different paddocks. He's got 4 that cover all the 3 acres that are here. It's 3 or 3.5? 3 acres. But this is the heart and soul of it, and we are in the middle of it right now. So I just wanted to tell you that and because I've been here when it wasn't this, and I'm here now when it is. And so, Jack, would you explain in detail what's going on here?
Sure. So it was about 2 years ago we decided that ducks would be our primary animal on the property, and when we did that, we decided we needed to put a control system in for them. And the property was cross-fenced with the fence that's just here to our east, separating basically 1 acre from 2. And it was a little bit of work to figure out exactly how we could easily divide up the property, but with ducks, unlike cattle or goats or something, we only need little 3-foot fences. So we put in little 3-foot fences, one that went from this cross fence over to our house, and the other one that came off our garage and went out to the other fence line. That immediately put us into 3 1-acre paddocks. Then we put a pond in on the lower part of this paddock over here, and it's a very small pond. It's about, a 1/20th of an acre, if that, right? It's
really
about,
small.
It's really like 100 by 50 feet, if that, right?
It's just a little bit bigger than a garden pond.
Yeah, it's bigger than your average pool, but not much, right? So we can't we have about 130 birds that we're running here right now. We can't let that many ducks into a pond that size for a long period of time, or it'll turn into a green stinky mess. So we can let them in there roughly 1 day a month, and that pond ecosystem is fine with that, and with aquatic plants and stuff, that'll handle it, but that's about it. So when we did that, we cut this paddock into about 1/4 acre to 3/4 of an acre. So now we have the ducks on an 8-8-5-1 rotation, meaning they're on each of the 1 acre paddocks for 8 days. Then they're on the 3/4 acre paddock for 5. They get a really great day where they're really, really happy birds down in the pond for 1 day, and then they're back on an 8-day rotation. That's accomplished because we have 4 gates here. We have 3 proper gates and 1 redneck gate, meaning I cut a hole in the fence and put a swing thing on it until we get a proper gate in.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Right, okay? Redneck gate, man. And there's another word for that. There's an actual, folk name for that kind of gate, but I can't remember what it is right now. But anyway, so what that does for us is, occasionally we like to actually, go somewhere. So we'll have a farm sitter. Generally, that's not somebody that really knows permaculture well. But all we have to do is leave them a schedule and say, open this gate every morning for this many days, and then open this gate. And then our whole system stays in proper functioning. Now, the other big thing with this is these birds have to have water at night. That, they're going to mess up. They're going to make it disgusting. We've experimented with various poop-free duck water systems and all. You can keep them from pooping in it. You can't keep a duck from making their water nasty. Because when they eat this, especially our feed, is a peanut meal-based feed. It gets up in the little crevices of their beaks, and they get mud in there, and they clean their beaks out in it. So every attempt to make it not nasty, actually whatever I did seemed to make it worse. So we went to 15-gallon feed tubs for their water. They get 2 of those a night, and we built these systems here with these platforms, and we set the tub on them, and they're like a little swale, but more like a keyhole swale, I guess you'd call it. Yeah. And there's a tree at the end of each one of them, and we dump the water into those. That provides fertility and provides irrigation. We started out with a long swale for a willow tree, and really quickly we overdid it. That got nasty. It started to smell like a sewer, especially when you have a lot of rain like we do in the spring. So now we have 6 of them. The tubs stay for 2 days at each station, so it's every 8th day that gets used for 2 days. So that really spread it out. We stopped having the stink problems, and now we have a really fertile growing situations with really, really happy trees. And of course, these trees, we've got willows here, we've got Antonovka apple over there, we've got wild morris, rhubarb, mulberry on the other one. So these are all full-size trees. These aren't grafted. They're on their own rootstock. They're going to get huge. Well, what that's going to do, right now we're in shade because we're under the one tree here, but this whole area will be shaded for the ducks in the summer. The other thing is you got to have this. You just have to have a holding area with ducks so you can do an Easter egg hunt every day, right? The duck is not like a chicken. It doesn't go into a laying box and lay an egg. I've seen ducks walking through the field and an egg just fly out. And I've seen the duck kind of look back like, well, that was weird. And then they just go on about their lives. So they generally lay most, like I'd say 98% of their eggs by about 9 a.m. our time. So we just simply let them out about 9:30, and then all their eggs are in here. We just pick them up. Dorothy takes them in, washes them, packages them.
That's real smart.
Yeah, we sell them for $8 a dozen. We have customers, we have restaurant chefs buying our eggs. We have people drive an hour to buy our eggs. We have a really loyal customer base. And we've really found a niche with this product because there's people that are allergic to chicken eggs, but they can eat duck eggs. There's people that are concerned about their health, like the higher nutritional value of duck eggs. And once you eat one of our eggs, you change your mind about eggs for the rest of your life.
So there's so many takeaways here. And one of the big ones is if you just have an acre or a half an acre or anything under 5 acres, you're thinking possibly working with cattle might be too big for you, or horses. Chickens get a little aggressive, although a chicken system is still very good too. This is a duck system that almost anybody can do, and especially if you're in an area that say gets 28 inches of rain a year or more, kind of distributed evenly or at least adequately throughout the year. So really good system here. We're going to take some footage overhead, or at least do the best we can, so you can kind of so we can zone out where the paddocks are. And you can replicate something like this. And is it difficult?
Yeah, this is not difficult. What was difficult is actually figuring it out. And we based it on a cattle system. So if you look at the weight of our ducks, you have about a half cattle unit. So we based our capacity as though we had like a mini Dexter cow. But yet we really probably would have a hard time supporting that because it's such a brittle landscape.
True.
Because the ducks will utilize many things a cow won't. So in June, it gets very dry here, right? And there's not a lot of forage as far as vegetation, but what comes? The grasshoppers. So the grasshoppers come to wreck my trees, and my sentinels go out, and they murder grasshoppers until the rain comes back. And then their eggs really get awesome. I mean, that's when you get all that keratin in there, and you get like bright orange yolks, you know? So I mean, the thing like you're saying though, like so if you had a half acre, you could easily run 8 ducks, and that's gonna give you all the eggs you could ever need for your household, for most people anyway.
Yeah.
Bring a couple of Muscovies in. You've got incubators, so I let the Muscovies do all the incubating, all the brooding, don't do anything. Then you've got meat as well if you want that. And if you want meat that's kind of like beef, well then go to Muscovies. Because the Muscovy duck tastes like baby beef. They don't taste like a duck at all. And they're very, very hardy. And for the people that you know, that are, listen to your stuff, that are in the suburbs that are like, I need animals to be quiet, Muscovies just go, there's no quacking or whatever. So there's some duck that will work for you no matter where you are, if that's what you want. I would advise people not to think about doing regular mallard breed ducks in the suburbs because in the morning this place is loud. We're out in like the urban rural fringe is what David Holgram calls it. And it's a perfect place for this. We have no restrictions or anything like that, but it can work anyway.
It sure can. Yeah, man. Dude, super rad. This is awesome stuff here, dude. Awesome. Okay, guys, go out and do your own research on it. Get a duck system. They're very nice. Even if you don't eat duck, like Jack recommends, because there's a lot of permaculturists who are not into that, and that's okay. That's okay.
Sure it is.
Yeah, so, but they do run a duck system. Eggs are still okay, and the fertility, we're gonna take some footage. I'm telling you, I was on here when it was a masochistic barren landscape. So you guys are awesome. Make sure to check out the Survival Podcast. Oh, I
got one more for you, right? You guys out there that don't want to eat birds, this is why I would go with ducks. If you have a chicken that's outlived its laying lifespan, you have an expensive pet. Rehoming that bird is hard. There's not a lot of people that want that bird. We have found there are tons of people with ponds, nice landscapes and things like that. They want a few ducks. They don't care if they're laying or not. So if you have a retired duck, it's pretty easy to actually find it a home if you don't want to be part of you know, making an animal into meat. You want that animal to live to be an old age. Try to do that with a chicken. It's difficult.
We get dangerous when we're together because now I have another one.
Okay.
So even if you had 100 acres, all your zone 1 stuff, boom, you got a shifting system with the paddocks for the ducks. So even you have a half acre, you had 5 acres, you had 10, you had 100 acres, this system is still going to work for you. It's very scalable and awesome.
Just fence in your annual gardens. If you'll eat it, they'll eat it.
Yeah, you have to. Man, that's awesome. Thanks, Jack. You rock, man. And thank you guys too. Make sure to check out the survivalpodcast.com. Check out, Jack does like a podcast every day almost. I don't know how he does it. Check out the schoolofpermaculture.com. Subscribe to both of our YouTube channels to get a lot of videos. And come take a course, hire a consultant. Know that the proceeds go to our aid work, where we invite you to come with us. You guys are awesome. You rock. We love you. We'll see you next time.